Namaskar, I'm MJ, and today I have a yoga class prepared for you that is on honoring the earth, honoring the creation. So we'll begin by breath awareness and listening to our breath. So we'll start with inhaling in the upper chest, moving to the mid-chest and the lower lumbar. Again, starting high, moving down, and kind of pooching the tummy out a little bit. And then exhaling into the spine. Inhaling high, coming midway, and pooching out the belly a little. So we're getting into those lower recesses of the lungs when we do that. And we'll start that once again. Inhaling high, coming down, it's just like a waterfall, and pooching out a little in the abdomen. So we'll continue with that breathing. It's kind of a 3-part breath. And exhaling and pulling the tummy into the spine. Exhaling. Feeling it going deep and exhaling to the spine. So in order to maintain the health and wellness of our lungs, we want to breathe deeply and get into those lower recesses of the lungs, especially with viruses and colds. We want to have that oxygen circulating through the entire lung cavity. Exhaling to the spine, and one more time. So more and more often, medical personnel are saying that they would like people to engage in like 5 minutes a day of breath awareness, and again, making sure that we're breathing properly to promote that wellness in our physical body. So then we'll come up into a standing position, and we'll anchor our feet into the earth, having them either hip width apart or like one fist apart, grounding into the earth, closing the eyes for just a moment to feel that pressing of the feet into Mother Earth, that connection that we have with the entire creation by rooting our feet into the earth and feeling those roots coming out. And then after doing that, feeling that extension of the energy of the body and of all the muscles of the body as we grow them upwards, just like we're a young sprout in the spring, and lengthening the body, pulling in the abdominals, pulling in the tailbone, keeping those knees soft and flexed, and growing this trunk upwards and extending the head towards the clear blue sky, so that we have that visualization of being that entity that bridges between the heavens and between Mother Earth. So finding that perfect posture, finding that Tadasana, And so as we imagine ourselves being the mountain, inhaling the arms up, so as the arms come up, the clouds are pushing them up actually, and the arms come up into the clear blue sky, and then we exhale them down and we're pushing against those clouds. So it's kind of an isometric movement, pushing the clouds down, pushing them down, so that above our head there's clear blue sky. Clear blue sky. And then here they come again. The clouds just push those arms back up. And as they come up and the sky is filled with clouds again, we're going to exhale them down. Inhaling and exhaling them down. And then here they come again, the arms will be pushed up by the clouds quickly, and more slowly we'll be pushing them down. So we'll have that clear blue clarity. So this is the dance of life, is it not? The pushing the clouds away, the seeking personal clarity, having blue sky mind and body, and bringing the hands back to the heart. Breathing in and breathing out, and imagining that you're surrounded by clear blue sky with no clouds. So then we'll take these hands with the Namaskar Mudra up again, and this time we're going to do the fountain. So coming to the side, coming right down to the ankle, and making a crescent moon around the feet, meeting the other ankle, and rising up, inhaling, swiveling in the hips all the way around to the other side, exhaling as we come down. Coming down to that ankle. Here we make that crescent moon around the feet again, making that connection with earth and sky again, swiveling in the hips, and then we'll come down one more time. Coming down to meet the outside of that ankle, swiveling around, coming up. And as we come up, we're going to stop because we're going to do the other side. So exhaling, coming down to meet that ankle. So we're turning a little bit, and then we're going to make the crescent moon on this side, coming up. Swiveling in the hips and coming down. So all the joints are turning there. Coming up one more time. Gentle back bend as we come up. Exhaling and coming down. Always exhaling down. Always inhaling as we climb up that mountain. Coming up, gentle back bend. Coming down again. And this time as we come down, we're going to stay down. So we're coming to the toes. And right in front of the feet, we're going to bring the arms into the folds of the elbows. And we're actually going to repeat that twist again, but we're just going to do it with the lower torso. Coming to the left ankle, swiveling around the toes, coming to the other ankle, hopefully the right ankle, depending on how many ankles you have today. Going from side to side and being gentle with those muscles in the lower back. Coming around. So we're swirling around from side to side, visiting each ankle and trying to dig into those lower muscles and the glutes and the lower waist. Visiting each ankle. Going to side to side. So we'll go one more time to the other side, and then we'll come to the middle.
And so as I come to the middle, I'm bending my knees a little bit. So I'm resting my tummy on my knees as I engage the leg muscles in a small squat. So breathing in, breathing out. Feeling those muscles holding you up. And they may be talking to you a little bit. Then we'll slide the arms forward and come up into a little bit of a squat for lightning pose. Being that energy of light comes down from the sky and touches the earth. Being that force to be reckoned with. And then coming straight up into mountain once again, bringing the hands to the heart, breathing in, breathing out. So we're closing our eyes and breathing, integrating that movement into our mind-body. And then we're going to slowly glide the wings to the left. And so I have one hand here and one hand outstretched. And so we're going to do what I call the swallows pose. So in the swallows, we keep this elbow up. And so we exhale the hands down. So the swallows are diving to the water, and then they tap the water, and then they inhale up. Exhaling down, tapping the water, and that's where the breath shifts, and then they come up to the side. Exhaling down, tap the water, inhale up. Exhale down, tap to the water, inhale up. Exhale down. So this is a nice calming exercise. Brings the breath into a nice flow. Exhaling down. Coming, tapping the water, inhaling up. So we'll do this one more series down. Inhaling up. And then we'll bring the hands to the heart. And resting in that stillness that we just created, that calmness, that steadiness, that no worry mind. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming into that sense of harmony. So then we'll take these hands up, this Namaskar Mudra up, and we're going to lean to the side. Inhaling in and pressing those feet into the earth as we grow upwards once again. I like to look down at the earth, making that connection with Mother Earth once again. And so it's like we're holding the moon, that golden orb in our arms. And so we'll hold her up above us, radiating that light outwards, and then we'll exhale to the side. So as we lean to the side, I'm pushing this foot, the opposite foot, more deeply into the earth. Stretching that side body. Inhaling to the center. Exhaling, then we're going to swan dive down to the earth. We're going to grab hold of those. Oh, grab hold of Lily. Hi, Lily. Lily Boo. Lily Boo. Pet your cat and curl your fingers around your toes. Yes, darling. And of course, she's purring. Inhaling and stretching up. And we're going to go all the way up into a gentle back bend. So in the gentle back bend, the eyes are just looking at that place where the wall meets the ceiling. So we're not going way back. It's just a little will do. Inhaling into it and then exhaling to center. And while we're here, we're going to whirl the arms around completely once and then twice, tap the toes and bounce back up. Bringing the hands to the heart once again. Breathing in and breathing out. And once again, taking these hands up, turning to the side, looking at the earth, and remembering the beauty of the earth, how we love walking on her, walking on the earth in a sacred manner. Leaning and stretching to the side and then coming to the center, radiating that light outwards into the world, and then exhaling to the other side. And again, I like to turn the neck and look down at Lily or the earth, whichever may be there, as the case may be. Remembering mountain vistas, lakes, oceans, deserts, all the different environments that are on Mother Earth. Inhaling to the center, radiating that light. Exhaling and swan diving down to the toes. Oh, no Lily this time. Being grounded in the earth. And inhaling slowly up. And as we inhale up, coming into a gentle back bend. Coming back to center. And this is where we whirl the arms all the way around once and then twice down to the toes and back up. So we'll do this moon pose one more time, leaning to the side. And kind of doing more than leaning to the side, but leaning up towards the sun, up towards the moon, and then bringing the moon to the center, shining your heart, meeting life with the light in your heart, exhaling to the other side. So how can we be determined in meeting those challenges of life with the lightness, with our inner radiance shining? So then we'll don our wings and exhale down to the earth, grabbing those big toes, energizing the legs. Maybe bending the elbows as we pull ourselves in towards our body. Inhaling up. Coming up into that gentle back bend again and to the center. And we'll whirl the arms around once, coming down and back to the heart. Inhaling, exhaling, and integrating that pose into the mind-body. Coming into that calmness, stepping into that moonlight. So then we'll step the left foot forward and put the right foot on a diagonal in the back. And the two heels might be on one line or they might be a little bit separate as we come into the Sky Gazer Foundation. So setting up those that feet and that pose so that it will hold the body, squaring those headlights so that they shine straight ahead. Inhaling those wings up and back. So behind the body, We can interlace the hands like this, or we can put the hands on the arms, so whichever serves your body the best today. Inhaling and going into a gentle back bend. So again, we're just going into a back bend where we see that point where the wall comes and meets the ceiling, so not any higher than that. You know, kind of bearing our soles, having our heart press forward. And then we're going to exhale, and as we exhale, we come to center, and then we pull the chin in as we fold over the waist. Trying to build that counter from the tailbone to the head, straight line, not dropping the head too far. Keeping those shoulders up, keeping the wings spread. Then on the next inhale breath, pushing into the earth and coming up again. So we're in mountain pose first, and then we inhale to the blue sky. So it's like our eyes are seeking that blue sky. It's like the heart is filling up, getting that tank filled up with blue sky, with clarity. So inviting that into the body-mind complex. And then once again on the next exhale breath, coming forward and halfway down. So we're building that countertop. Both the legs are kind of straight. Pulling that chin in. Making sure that the shoulders are not crumbling downwards. Holding that stance. But not the breath. Inhaling, coming up for one more sip. So we're coming up and then over. Taking one more sip of that blue expanse. Expanding our horizons. And then taking that into your heart and coming straight up. And then once again on the exhale breath, we'll go forward again. Building that countertop. Pulling in the chin. Nice long neck. Nice long back. And while we're here, we'll unfurl the wings, and they're going to follow the leg all the way down. So as they go down, we might initially bend that front knee a little bit and line the fingers up with the toes initially. And then we're going to pop them ahead so that we have a tripod here. And then we'll lift that back leg up. Doesn't matter how far. So it doesn't need to be like the Hanuman splits. Just having that left leg being a weight-bearing left leg for a minute. Breathing in and breathing out. And then we'll bring that foot next to its partner. And inhale the wings back up. And bring those hands back to the heart. So I'm going to step back. Breathing in, breathing out. Remembering that joy of sky gazing. Gazing at the sky. Whether it's during the day, with the clouds and other living beings and birds and mechanical devices flying through the air. Or if it's at night, the twinkling of the stars, the celestial bodies. And then we'll bring the other leg forward And have the other foot backwards on a diagonal. Again, those heels may be on the same line, or you may allow yourself more spaciousness. Guiding those headlights so that they're going to serve you and be on the road and not off to the side. Bringing the hands to the heart. So then we will spread the wings once again. Bring them behind us, either interlacing the fingers or putting the arms wrapped around each other. Inhaling up to look at that blue expanse. Filling the heart with that blueness. Gentle back bend. Imagine it coming into all the cells of the mind body, and then exhaling up to neutral and over. So as we come over, if you want to, you can raise those arms up, or they can rest on your tailbone. Pressing into the earth. Pulling that chin in. Pulling those shoulders up. So we don't want them to collapse forward. Breathing in. And breathing out. Remembering all those living beings who spend their lives in the sky. Inhaling up. So we're in mountain pose first, exhaling. And then inhaling up into the blue sky. So feeling the heart expand as that light comes into the heart, comes into the body. That infinite, those infinite possibilities. Filling up on that. And then exhaling straight up into mountain pose. And then folding over once again. So as we fold over, we tuck the chin in. We lengthen the torso. So I might be lengthening out this way, for example. Pulling those shoulders up. Making sure that the head is not pulling you down. I think that's a yogic reminder, making sure that the head doesn't pull us down. Sometimes the intellect will do that. Doesn't always serve us well. And then on the next inhale breath, it invites us to come back up. So we find ourselves in mountain pose once again, pressing into the earth. And then inhaling up with the eyes towards the sky again. Inviting clarity into the heart and mind. Just like you're at the gas pumps. Getting that fill up. Pushing all those spider webs away, pushing all those troubles away, and then exhaling back into mountain. And then once again, we're going to fold over into what I call mesa. Mesa is this huge mountain that rises up sometimes out of nowhere on the plains. And sometimes it's just a sole feature on the landscape. And from the top of that mesa, you can see for miles and miles. So here we will again come down the leg, lining the fingers up with the toes for a minute, and then we'll prop it up in front of us like a tripod. And then we're going to lean forward, lift that back leg, and it doesn't need to be much. Just feeling that weight on that front leg. Having these teepee fingers supporting us. And then bringing that foot next to its partner. Inhaling up. Bringing those wings all the way up over the head. And circling them back to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out, relishing this stance on Mother Earth, just connecting with her, connecting with all the beings on the earth and on the air and in the water. And I'm going to step back, centering in that calmness. And we're going to revisit one other creature on the earth. So for this one, we come all the way down to the earth with our hands, and we're going to walk forward and backwards. For the bear. Oh, sorry guitar. Coming forward and backwards. So we don't want to overthink this. The mind likes to do that. Just moving the hands and feet forwards and backwards with that gratitude that we are not bears this life. And coming to the center and coming down. Coming into a comfortable cross-legged position. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So coming back to that three-part breath of being like the waterfall coming down off the mountain, and there's a period when it's high, when it comes down midway, and when it comes down lower. Into the spine. And one more time. So we'll come into turtle with our soles of our feet together and rounding the back, either coming down in with the hands underneath the legs or following the contours of the landscape of your body, coming down to the toes and doming the back. So I have turtles are not that common in Colorado, but we have a park that we go to, and there's one pond there. I don't know the name of it, but there's always turtles in that pond. Swimming around or standing on logs, or sometimes the whole family will come out to sleep and sunbathe on the log for you. So it's quite a treat for me because turtles are not so common here. So turtle pose is an opportunity for us to breathe into the back body. Feeling the breath coming up and down that shell in the back. When I do this with the little kids, I like to pet their shells from the top to the bottom, so they have that awareness of their backs. Breathing up, expanding those ribs in the back, and exhaling and contracting, and feeling them.
expand. And then we'll inhale up the body, bring in the legs. Let's see, I think we'll do a twist next. So we'll bring the, bend this left leg and pull this other leg into the body. So I'll take the left arm and put it around that knee, hugging it into my body. Then I'm going to extend my leftover arm forward and receive all the blessings of the universe. So imagining that all living beings are blessing me, and then bringing that arm and planting it behind me. Still hugging that knee into the chest. Looking at the shoulder behind me. Feeling that spiraling. Opening myself to that spiral of life. So we have many living beings in the creation that spiral. There are plants that have spiral formations. There are the nautilus and other beings in the ocean, and in nature we see the spiral. And then lifting that back arm up and sending that vibration to all the animals. And as we come in front, we're going to bring that into the heart. That's sending our wishes to everyone and receiving those wishes from everyone. Cementing that connection, that commitment to others. Be they two-leggeds, four-leggeds, wingeds, or fins. And then there's the bugs. So then we'll come around to the other side. Hugging this leg into the body. So we're bringing the opposite arm and putting it around the opposite leg. Hugging it up. And again, we're going to send these blessings to all living beings in the world along the landscape, and then plant that hand behind us as we continue to spiral and lengthen. And look at that back shoulder. Feeling that. Breathing in and out as we squeeze the lungs, actually. So sometimes in the twist, the breathing is a little bit more difficult because we're hugging the lungs in some way. Good for the respiratory system. Inhaling that arm in the back. And once again, feeling the essence of Django, my other cat, and receiving all the blessings from all the living beings and bringing it into your heart. And just taking a moment to be with them. And then we can relax into a cross-legged position. So we're going to bring the legs out in front, actually. Hi, Django. Oh, we have visitations from both my cats today. And so the legs are straight ahead. And I'm going to bring the hands together in interlacing the fingers. I'm going to bring this hand out to the side, so I'm crossing the body, coming out to the side, building a circle, coming around the feet, and then over to the other side, back across the body. So I'm going back on my tailbone, and then leaning forward, corn grinding corn. So much of our life is building on our ancestors, those who came here before us, which in the Rocky Mountains it was Native Americans. Coming back across the chest, leaning back, leaning forward, exhaling as we circle around in front. Exhaling again, and circling and orbiting around. And then we'll change directions and go the other way. So I'm leaning out, coming back home, leaning out, coming back home. Exhaling down as we swing forward, inhaling up as we come back, circling the body, coming forward, honoring those who came before us and set the stage for us. Sweeping forward once again, coming back once again. And the next time we come around forward, we'll pause and come into a cross-legged position. Breathing in and breathing out. And embracing Native peoples everywhere. And so there's still, Native peoples are still here with us. So being thankful for what gifts they give us. So then we'll bring the left leg up, and I'm actually going to bring it up. So I might set it on the other leg or pull it in towards the body. So I'm hugging it up, and then I'm extending it out, and I'm squaring that foot. Inhaling and pulling it in, giving myself a big hug in my leg, and then exhaling and stretching those hamstring muscles. It's a series of muscles on the back of the leg. And bringing them in, hugging them up. And then once again, exhaling and straightening. It doesn't matter again how high this leg is, so it doesn't need to be high. And then I'm going to turn that leg and come down on the opposite forearm and pull that leg gently behind me, listening to the wisdom of the muscles. And I'll thank one of my teachers, Hansa, for this one. Breathing into that stretch and always being mindful not to overstretch. So we want to make it beneficial for the body. And then we'll try to lift that knee up so it's maybe hip height. Breathing into those muscles that are stretching. So a lot of times the hamstrings are being compressed, and then also the quadriceps. And then bringing that leg out in front. And then we'll begin to do the same with the other one, which is saying, me too, me too. So pulling this one up, lengthening the back, stretching the back upward towards the sky, and then we'll sweep it out in front. Straightening the leg and all those muscles and veins and nerves therein. And we're going to have another visitation. And then hugging that knee into the chest. So we're also massaging our internal organs and then sweeping it out. Feeling that stretch in those muscles and pulling it in one more time. Growing the body towards the sun. And then sweeping that leg out. So squaring that foot.
And then I'm going to lean over on the opposite arm and pull this leg around. So being present with that leg. With the stretch. Giving the body some TLC, tender loving care, and then we'll bring it around to the front. So while we're here, we're going to put our paws on the ground because we're getting ready for mountain lion, which we have in Colorado. So spreading those claws. Spreading them into the earth. And then bringing them up to the thighs with the claws spread. And we're going to inhale. And then we're going to pop them out. And we're going to inhale. So we're revisiting mountain lion, who are not always pissed off. So, pulling the tongue out. So this exercises the whole throat, so it's very nice for keeping the throat healthy, keeping those viruses and sore throats away. We'll do it one more time. Nice guttural lion. So for mountain lion, we'll come up on our knees. Hi, Lily. Yes, I was imitating one of your ancestors. Come up on our knees. So we can either do this one in the low kneel, or as I will probably do it because I can't do the low kneel anymore, the high kneel. So we're going to have a little duet here of rabbit and camel. Inhaling the arms up, bringing them all the way over the head. Exhaling them behind the body. So again, we'll interlace the fingers and shine the heart. Inhaling and exhaling. So we're going to bring the head, the crown of the head, all the way down to the floor. Rolling back to the forehead, bringing the body up. And as we bring the body up, we're going to roll into camel. So in this version of camel, you can put the hands like this. So the fingertips are facing Mother Earth, inhaling and coming up. So being the camel. And then exhaling, coming down. So let's interlace the hands once again. Exhaling and slowly coming down. Pressing the, you can start with the forehead and then roll onto the crown. Exhaling. Then rolling back on the forehead if you wish. And inhaling back up. Once again, we'll bring the hands on the lower back or on the glutes, and we're going to inhale up into camel. So you might inhale and exhale a couple times, and then we'll interlace those fingers again, exhaling and slowly coming down again. Rolling onto that top of the head, the crown. Still waiting to see a rabbit in this particular position. But this pose does mimic the long legs of the rabbit. Rolling back, inhaling up.
And this time we can do a different variation of camel. So with the wings spread, we can roll that left hand behind. So my toes are curled. And so I'm coming into this back bend. And then I'll come out with the wings in a T. And then I'll go around to the other side. So I kiss these two fingers together. Coming up once again with the wings, and then I'm going to take them behind the body, interlacing the fingers, exhaling and coming down. So this is really nice for the brain. This is the rabbit. You can rest the hands on the tailbone or lift them up to the sky. Inhaling as we come up. Coming up and bringing the wings out to the sides. And once again, we'll turn to the right. So again, I'm squaring my hips. I'm squaring my headlights right here as I extend my arm up towards the night sky. So my hand becomes that star that guides the camels. Keeping your eye on that prize. And then spreading the wings again. And spiraling to the other side, coming back to our spiral and making that star again. Gazing at that star. Breathing in, breathing out. Bringing those wings up. And then once more, we're going to bring them behind us. Coming down to Mother Earth. Rolling onto the crown. For the rabbit, breathing in and out. The closer that you can bring the head to the knees, the better the support for the spine and the nerves there and all the organs that come off the spine, which is just about everybody. Inhaling back up, rolling the wings out. And then we'll turn, and you can do this variation or the other variation depending on what your body likes. And then I get to repeat my favorite Arabian proverb. Love Allah, but tie your camel. Hi. Gazing at the prize, gazing at the star, keeping focused on the points of light in your life. Bringing the wings up, and then we'll come back into sitting once again. Bringing the hands to the heart. As the body integrates, the rabbit and camel duet. Gotta love them. So then we're going to come down to Mother Earth. Having the feet down, having the palms down. And then we're going to raise that right leg up to the sky. And then we're going to bend that right knee, and the arms are going to encircle that leg and pull it towards the chest. So now we're massaging all those internal organs. And then exhaling that leg up to the sky, and then we're going to tick it down. So it's going to become just like the hand of a clock as it tick, tick, tick. Comes down slowly. And as that heel touches the ground, the other leg is going to come up, and it comes up slowly. So these are also leg lifts, which are good for abdominal strength. Curling that knee into the body, hugging it up, And then extending it towards the sky and ticking that leg down. Just like the hand of the clock. And as it comes down, the other one comes up. So in the privacy of your homes, you can do like 8 of these, but we're going to just do a couple. Massaging those organs. This is really good for constipation, or if you have bloating from gas. And then we'll tick that leg down as I'm being serenaded by our cats. And then the other one will come up. As it reaches the top, I'm going to bring the other leg up. And then curl both knees into the torso, into where all those organs are. And you can feel the stretch right into the back. Goes right into the mat. And then this time we'll send them both to the sky. And then I'm going to roll both my hands underneath my tailbone because it gives you more support. And one is crisscrossed right over the other, and they're both facing the earth. And then I'm going to tick both these legs down. Really good for that core. And then we're going to bring both knees up. And I'm going to embrace both of them. And then send them both up to the sky. Rebuild my nest, sliding from side to side. And then tick them back one final time back to the earth. Bringing the hands to the heart, breathing in, breathing out, as we lie on Mother Earth. Sending that waist into the earth, and then let it rise. Pressing the waist down into the earth, and let it rise. So next we're going to bring this right leg up, and put your hand on the foot and the other hand on the knee. And your other leg can be bent. And so we're hugging this leg and we're rocking it from side to side. So this is a version of pigeon, stretching this glute muscle way down here. And so if it's talking to you a little bit, you can rub it as you roll it from side to side very carefully and with awareness and consciousness that we want to be compassionate with the body. So just rolling it gently from side to side, stretching those hip muscles in the reverse pigeon or inverted pigeon. Gently rocking that muscle, being with those muscles as we stretch them. And then you might eventually come to a position where you're not rocking anymore and you're just breathing with that hip and leg. we're going to kiss our foot before it goes down. No, not really. We'll save that for next body, next lifetime, and then we'll bring the other foot up. So the same knee is in the same hand, and same foot is in the same sided hand. So once we're in this kind of a figure four, we're again rolling the knee from side to side so the foot may cross the body a little bit and then come back, and being aware of what is too much, what is enough. And I'll refrain from asking you to coo like a pigeon while we're in this pigeon pose, but maybe thinking of those creatures that inhabit the air on Mother Earth. I have not seen them in water much. Rolling from side to side, and eventually coming to a place where you're just going to hold the position and not the breath. Just to stretch that family of muscles there. Breathe into them. And sometimes we're a little critical of the body and what it doesn't do for us anymore or isn't enough, but being grateful for what is there today. And then bringing both knees up to the chest for a little TLC once again. Coming up into happy baby pose again, so the knees are bent. The arms come in the middle and wrap around the legs, and we roll the back out. Oh, and we'll be doing this for 30 minutes. Oh my gosh. This is a nice, restful pose. Someday, if they haven't already, somebody will do a scientific study on how we should be doing this pose 10 times a day because it brings joy. And then bringing the legs up to the middle, rebuilding the nest under the tailbone and bringing them down. So as we bring those legs down, we're going to come into supine tree. So as we're down on our mats, bending one leg to the side, one trunk to the side. The foot is somewhere above or below the knee usually, and then we can sweep the arms over the head. And embodying the spirit of the tree, who gives shelter to all. And so whoever we are with throughout each day, everyone should leave us with a smile. They should be going out through the door with a smile because we brought joy to them in some way. Said something to lighten their load. And then we'll keep the hands where they are and we'll switch trunk positions. So we'll bring the other trunk out. Being that cosmic tree, embodying the spirit of the tree. God bless them. Breathing in, breathing out. As we're expressing, actually this is fallen tree, and we've all seen these in the forest. and how even when they have fallen, they continue to nourish and provide shelter to others. So there's a lot to learn from the tree. And then we'll bring that foot down and find a comfortable position for deep relaxation with the feet apart, the hands facing the world. And I'm going to go get my guitar. So everybody can lay in Shavasana on Mother Earth. Remembering that connection to Mother Earth. Singing Bhavanam Kevalam again, which is a mantra which means love is everywhere, which it is, of course. Another translation is love is everything, which is slightly different, but beautiful translation also.
Kevalam.
Babinam Kevalam, Babinam Kevalam, Babinam Kevalam, Babinam Kevalam. May blue skies and light guide you wherever you are. Namaskar. Thank you for coming.